What's up, everyone, and welcome to the Overwatch Observers Podcast, Episode 3. I'm your host, Dom. With me, my co-host, Mike.
Hi.
And my co-host, John.
Hi.
How's
and that's
it going?
Rick Astley, everybody.
So, how are you guys?
Better than I was about 4 minutes ago.
Yes?
Yeah, that pre-show was a little odd.
Well, maybe. It's because I'm never going to give you guys up. I'm never going to let you down.
Next year I am blocking all communication with you on this day.
You miss out on all the fun.
Yeah. Haven't you ever heard of fun, Mike?
Yes, I've heard of fun.
So for those of you watching on YouTube, the day we recorded this was April Fool's. So I had to entertain pre-show with a nice Rick Astley Avicii remix. So
It's beautiful.
it was. This week, I thought a good topic for us to discuss is the opening cinematic of the game. Something I actually haven't watched since BlizzCon. I did watch it today, but I've not watched it again since BlizzCon. And there's just like little things that I noticed Hearthstone clearly playing the tablet, whatever, when he was in there. That was great. I noticed that way back at BlizzCon, but something that completely bypassed me, I don't know how because it's so obvious, was the Murloc cast. I didn't see the kid wearing the Murloc cast. And I was just like, oh my god, how did I not see that the first time? But so I went in watching this time with one clear thing in mind, and that was a lot of people have been criticizing the opening cinematic with the fact that it really revolves around these two kids that are not actually in the game. And a lot of people feel kind of gypped. So what are your guys' opinions on that?
I frankly didn't care. I thought it was a great cinematic. I mean, I don't know if it has anything to do with the game per se, but it was, a great little, how do you say it, intro, because nobody knew what the hell it was before that cinematic when they dropped it on us.
Yeah, I mean, I liked the cinematic for what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I found nothing to complain about, so
That's why you had a gameplay trailer.
But
So you can see gameplay.
at the same time, I do feel a little gypped that those two characters are not going to be Overwatch heroes to play.
Well, maybe they will be in the future. Ooh.
Maybe.
that's a good point. They are going to be
already have
adding
a-
heroes.
We already have a time-warping Brit.
Yeah, I mean, they do say at the end, what is it? It's Tracer that says that they're always looking for new heroes or,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, it's possible, but I feel like they're not going to be. I think the whole point of them was anyone could be an Overwatch hero, and it's kind of, you're supposed to be those characters. I think that was their intention behind it.
I guess that was what they were going for, yeah.
So.
Yeah, and it kind of, those kids were kind of almost us inside the trailer because they had no idea what the hell was going on. Neither did we when we first saw it.
Right.
So it kind of was like our Han Solo almost for the cinematic. So we had someone to identify with, these children who were just
They're sitting there dumbfounded. You get that one kid that's doesn't really care too much and is just kind of there for the ride, and then the other one that's overly excited about everything Overwatch and oh my god, it's Tracer, and it's just she starts talking the really bad British accent.
And then she drops her catchphrase, and the little kid's just
she, as your wife would say, she just puddles on the spot.
right, there we go. The kid puddles on the spot. That's a great way to put it.
So, yeah. There's a character in the opening of the cinematic here. This statue, which we have not seen as any of the released heroes yet, or any of the planned heroes, or any of the artwork whatsoever. So, you guys have any speculation on who this may be? Because it looks like this person is out front, in front of the Overwatch Museum. They are a big deal.
I'm gonna go with founding member of Overwatch, and he's dead.
That's what I'm thinking.
Like those
Definitely
are.
dead.
Mhm.
Died in battle or died of old age?
Yes.
I concur.
I'm gonna go with in battle because I mean that's a pretty heroic statue to give somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it could have been part of the reason why Overwatch broke up in the first place. Maybe they lost their leader and kind of lost their way.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Could be. I mean, there's a bunch of other characters that we end up seeing in the cinematic. You look at the very end when it's panning out with the two heroes. We have this shot of characters. We have this guy over on the left here, which I have not seen again, like in any of the other
Nope.
promotional work that's put out. The guy in the hazmat suit.
Yeah,
He's in the hazmat suit of protection.
He looks amazing. He looks like a flamethrower, pyro, kinda.
Uh-huh.
You know.
And I've been looking at this now that I'm really staring at this. There's somebody floating in the back there, like if you go up behind McCree next
yeah,
to Reinhardt. I don't know who the hell that is.
Mm-hmm.
or like
Um,
football player guy on the right.
and the guy with the crazy hair next to him who looks like he's at a Jet Set Radio.
Yeah, he does.
And yeah, so
He looks like a member of Cool Runnings bobsled team.
yeah, we'll go with that.
So, I mean, here's the two kids obviously in the middle there. So,
I
we
don't know.
got Winston, we got McCree, Torbjorn. We get the Ninja Samurai. Who's the one that's the monk?
Zenyatta.
Zenyatta, yeah, okay.
Mhm.
So, yeah, and who's the robot that's under the football players?
Bastion.
Bastion. Yeah. So I don't know, there's still a lot of characters here that they have not been focusing on. That
Whether we even know names.
yeah. That
Yeah.
we don't know anything on. We haven't even seen them on additional like promotional artwork. Like the poster that's behind Mike and the one that's behind me, those characters are not in either of those.
Yeah,
No, they're not. And I mean, we got Ninja Samurai over here.
Yep.
And I mean, now we know that's McCree. He was mystery person when I got this poster. And then I don't know who this guy is in the mask with the spiky shoulder guards and the fact that this is just a vest and he's not wearing anything.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got
Yeah.
an eagle tattooed on his stomach.
Yeah.
Captain America after getting gassed with mustard gas and a donut binge.
I mean the two heroes that were just recently announced. They were announced at PAX. How long do you think it's going to be before we hear anything about another hero?
I hope not BlizzCon.
I really hope not BlizzCon. I hope we get some more information. When's
Fairly
Gamescom?
soon. I have no idea, actually. I'll look.
Yeah, because I mean, we'll probably get something because Blizzard always has a big showing at that.
Yeah. What about E3? Did we have E3 yet?
No, we didn't have E3 yet, so
E3
we might
is
get
in
something at E3.
June.
And
And Gamescom is
it would seem August.
August.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
I could see maybe 1 to 2 heroes announced at those. Probably just one at each, maybe.
Yeah, announce something. Announce 2 at E3 and then announce another 2 at Gamescom.
Right.
Build the hype. Don't just keep the hype train rolling.
I don't know if they're gonna have that many characters ready for it because don't forget beta is coming out in November.
I have a strange feeling they have far more characters in a ready for beta state than we have any idea of
Well,
right
the
now.
Ninja Samurai I know is pretty much done. I talked to a couple of the developers at BlizzCon at the table signing panel, and I sat there and I actually just the line was. It was not as long as some of the other developer panels, like to get the posters and stuff signed. So I stayed there. I mean, it was still like a good half hour, 45-minute wait, but it was a lot shorter than like the Hearthstone one that I waited like an hour and a half for. But when I discussed with them, they were all kind of unanimous in saying the Ninja Samurai was their favorite. So
Yeah.
They just said that it wasn't in the build that's on the floor today. They actually asked some questions about the build that was on the floor today before continuing on with their answers, because it's obviously different from their internal build. So
Right.
Right.
So, yeah, and I remember they did that 2 years ago with the Heroes of the Storm build. They were like, they asked me a couple of questions, and then I realized, oh shit, they're playing off a completely different thing internally. They don't know how far they scaled it back for this.
right.
Right.
So,
So the most stable build.
yeah, like I said, who knows how many are done? There could be another 10.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, and it's at this point that all they have are internal builds. So like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm sure whatever they give us in the fall is not going to be even remotely close to what they have internally, of course. So,
Oh, exactly.
I don't think they would make promotional artwork for characters that they didn't have, like, at least getting going. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I feel like all the ones that are in the picture here, because this is the opening cinematic of the game. I have a feeling that all these characters will be in for launch. Maybe not even the start of beta, but I feel like all these characters will be in for launch.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So
We can assume that. And the kids, too. They'll be an objective.
I would like that. I mean, they would make a lot more sense if there was going to be a single player campaign, which they have announced that there's not going to
It's
be.
not going to be.
Save the kids. And you know what? That's probably cutting down on production time.
God,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's 100% cutting down on production time.
Less voice acting, less everything.
Yeah. Yep. So this week we are going to go over Widowmaker. And,
Yeah.
Mike, if you would like to give us some information on Widowmaker.
I would give you plenty of information on Widowmaker. Wish my wife was here because she played the crap out of Widowmaker.
I
So,
unfortunately did not get a chance to play Widowmaker, did you?
no. So, yeah. Anyway, Widowmaker. Her name is Amélie Lacroix. She's 33 from France, as if the name didn't give it away. And her affiliation is the evil organization Talon. So, we'll go with her bio. Widowmaker is the perfect assassin, a patient, ruthlessly efficient killer who shows neither emotion nor remorse. It is believed that in her former life, Widowmaker was married to Gerard Lacroix, an Overwatch agent spearheading operations against the Talon terrorist organization. After several unsuccessful attempts to eliminate Gerard, Talon decided to change its focus to his wife, Amélie. Talon operatives kidnapped her and subjected her to an intense program of neural reconditioning. They broke her will, suppressed her personality, and reprogrammed her as a sleeper agent. She was eventually found by Overwatch agents, apparently none the worse for wear, and returned to her normal life. 2 weeks later, she killed Gerard in his sleep. Her mission complete, Amélie returned to Talon, and they completed the process of turning her into a living weapon. She was given extensive training in the covert arts, and then her physiology was altered, drastically slowing her heart, which turned her skin cold and blue and numbed her ability to experience human emotion. Amélie was gone. Now Widowmaker is Talon's most effective assassin, feeling little save the satisfaction of a job well done.
Mm-hmm.
So damn.
So damn. And she's a sniper.
She's a badass.
And a damn good one.
Yeah.
So her role is listed as defense. And here's her abilities real quick. We have Widow's Kiss, which is her sniper rifle. Her versatile sniper rifle is ideal for scope aim shots at distant targets. Should they close to medium range, the rifle could be fired in fully automatic mode. Reading. Her shift ability is Grappling Hook. She launches a grappling hook towards wherever she's looking at, and when it connects with a scalable surface, she quickly is drawn towards it, and it allows her to basically climb a wall.
And golly, it's got a cooldown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They don't want her just like, wee!
That's
Spider-Man.
Yeah. I wish she was Spider-Man.
That would be hilarious. Anyway,
Get grappling
Venom.
hooks out of each wrist.
Yeah, one after the
Like
other.
Attack on Titan.
Yes. Exactly like that. So her E is Venom Mine. She adheres a swiftly arming mine to nearly any surface. When a target wanders within range, it explodes, delivering poison gas to any enemies in the vicinity.
Now, this Venom mine right here
It's
just
annoying.
brings me back flashbacks of playing GoldenEye.
Mhm.
Proximity mines everywhere.
Yep.
Everybody loved proximity mines in that game.
That was the
Yep.
best. My two favorite modes in GoldenEye was proximity mines and grenade launchers.
Oh yeah.
I was so sick with grenade launchers. I'd be able to triple bounce that shit off walls and hit you around corners. Oh, it was so good.
And slap fight.
I usually played License to Kill, so one-hit deaths. So slap fights
great.
weren't as epic as they could be. But
And
I
finally-
did one time, I played Jaws in a slap fight against Oddjob and won, so...
Oh my god. Anyway. Her ultimate, I almost said slap fight again. Her ultimate is called Infrasight.
Her Infosight slap fight.
Infrasight. Her recon visor allows her to see heat signatures of targets through walls and objects for a moderate amount of time, and this enhanced vision is shared with allies.
Hacks.
Yes, she gives her team wall hacks.
Yeah.
You can't shoot through the walls still, but you know where they are,
Yeah.
which is just as useful.
So what do you guys think? We're gonna see some good Widowmaker cosplays out there?
I mean,
Wasn't there
yes,
already one
I
on the
think there
floor
was.
at BlizzCon?
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
how could it not happen?
There'll be
Oh.
some impressive Widowmaker cosplays out there. Kitty says hi.
Oh.
How lovely.
I wish I played her so I
Cat
could
Shark.
talk. Yeah, Cat Shark. I wish I could play her so I could talk a little bit about how she feels. But again, the wife said she loves her and was a lot of fun.
Yeah. So
I'm just going to defer to her judgment.
from what I gather, I watched an analysis video about her. Apparently, like her assault rifle version of her sniper rifle is really not great. It's like just meant for emergencies. It's really you're not really supposed to be using that.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a lot of health or armor really. Her grappling hook, like I said before, has a real long cooldown, so you better get where you're going, and you're going to be there for a little while. So there's that. And I believe it took about 5 kills to charge her ultimate. So
Which seems to be the running.
yeah, the running usual. So basically, pop 5 heads and you get to see through walls for a little while. Enjoy. I mean, she seems like she's going to be. I mean, she's filling an important role in this kind of game, which is the sniper.
Right. And she reminds me of the sniper from TF2 because he had a sniper rifle and then he had a submachine gun if the shit hit the fan.
Right. I mean, that's basically what she has without because characters in this game don't really have multiple weapons. So yeah.
Yet.
Yep. We had is it Hicks in chat? Hicks64 had linked us some Widowmaker cosplay.
And there you have it.
So,
And there you have it.
I mean, I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'd say so. Maybe a little too much blur on the hat there, but
Yeah.
pretty damn good.
Mm-hmm.
My cat decides it really wants affection right now. It's biting me.
That's
How lovely.
Really?
Okay, I've had enough. The
Go away,
other really stop clawing me. The other character we were going to talk about today is Torbjorn.
Torbjorn. Real name? Torbjorn.
Really? Are you sure that's his name?
Go on.
I shall. He is a weapons designer who is 57 years old from Sweden.
Sweden.
And his affiliation is Overwatch, formerly. So he is also listed as defense. Bio information. So Torbjorn. There we go. At its height, Overwatch possessed one of the most advanced armaments on the planet, which could be traced to the workshop of an ingenious engineer named Torbjorn Lindholm. Before the Omnic Crisis, Torbjorn had gained notoriety for designing weapon systems used by countries around the world. However, his belief that technology must serve a better vision for humanity put him at odds with his employers, who desired to control his weapons using networked computer intelligence. Torbjorn had a deep mistrust of sentient robotic intelligence, and while many of his peers wrote this off as paranoia, his worst fears were realized when the robot populations of the world turned against their human creators during the Omnic Crisis. Because of his engineering genius, he was recruited to join the original Overwatch strike team, and many of his inventions proved integral to ending the crisis. In the years that followed, Overwatch became an international peacekeeping force, and I keep trying to say Torbjorn. Torbjorn remained a critical resource for all of its technological needs and signature weapon systems. But in the aftermath of Overwatch's fall, many of Torbjorn's weapons were stolen or stashed away around the world. Feeling responsible for his creations, Torbjorn is determined to stop them from falling into the wrong hands and wreaking havoc on the innocent.
So kind of the cursed science where, like, use your weapons for good, but
Yeah, he's
assuming
basically
you're turned around.
the TF2 equivalent of the engineer.
Kinda, yeah.
In some ways, yes. He see, and this is the thing. I've been reading like the subreddit a lot, and apparently people don't think he's very good right now, like the people who have played him.
Mhm.
And a lot of the criticism is that, like, people think he's the TF2 engineer, but he's not.
Right.
Like,
Clearly not.
I mean,
so they're not really playing him right.
I did actually play him at BlizzCon. I played him for like one round or whatever, so I didn't get a lot of not like a full round, but like a death. I played him for a death.
Right.
And he did not play exactly like the TF2 engineer, which is my favorite class to play right now in TF2. So I switched him out pretty quickly because didn't enjoy the particular style. That's just me. But we had one on the enemy team, and it was fantastic. Like the placement of the turrets, everything. I was really bad with where I was putting mine. I didn't know the maps or anything yet, so
Yeah.
Right. And that's probably going to be key, knowing the maps and where to put your turret.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of,
His abilities. He has a rivet gun, which fires rivets at long range or ejects molten metal from his gun in a short, close-range burst. And he has a forge hammer. He has two weapons, close range, long range. Torbjorn uses his multi-purpose hammer to build, upgrade, and repair turrets, and in a pinch it can be swung as a weapon.
Right, so very, very similar to the engineer still.
Mm-hmm. His shift is build turret. Torbjorn constructs an enemy tracking autocannon. He uses scrap he collects from dead enemies and allies to repair or upgrade it, increasing its health and adding a second cannon barrel and a rocket launcher. This really sounds like the engineer. His E ability, Armor Pack. Torbjorn deploys an armor upgrade. Either he or his allies can pick it up to absorb some damage. And then his ultimate is Molten Core. After overheating his personal forge, Torbjorn gains a significant amount of armor and scrap. He also attacks and builds and repairs far faster than normal.
See, I thought he was gonna like drop Ragnarok on people or something.
Yeah, right?
you are not prepared.
There's just lava everywhere.
My fire be purged. So, some things I found out about him. Apparently, his turret, level 1 turret, builds very quickly. Like,
Okay.
almost like the mini sentry for the engineer in TF2 if you're using the robot hand weapon, the gun. I think it's a gunslinger. I don't remember what it's called, but anyway, his level 1 sentry builds really, really quickly, and you're kind of need to use that for offense. Like, if you're planning on going out there and fighting, you need to have, like, sentry up, get your rivet gun on them, because if not, your rivet gun's probably not going to be enough on its own.
Right.
And like it says, you have to collect scrap from dead enemies, so you kind of have to be out there and proactive, not like the engineer just sitting and camping your turret.
Right.
So,
Because the engineer sits there, camps, and then runs back to base. I'm refilled on my scrap, and then...
right.
Yeah, the even in Team Fortress Classic, like, all he did was run back and forth between where he's putting his turret and the respawn room and pick up med packs or armor kit, whatever, the ammo packs.
Right.
So...
And funny enough, the armor pack, people are saying it's a little overcosted right now. I think it costs like 50 scrap, which is a lot.
Ew.
So they're hoping people are hoping they adjust it just to make him a little better. But again, I think like you were saying, Dom, like, map awareness is important with this character because you need to know where you can put your turret. You know, it's like in any, with in TF2 as well. You need to know the spots where your turret's safe.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like, I'm thinking in like a payload map. Like, they're gonna expect it to be, up, where they're trying to bring up to where they're trying to bring the payload. For me, like, if I can go around behind the team and put it back closer to their respawn area, and then you end up pushing them back, right? You push them back or you wipe them out, and now the turret is between the payload and them. They're rushing to try to get back to the payload, so they're acting more impulsively than strategically. And
Right, they're rushing to stop you from pushing the payload, and now they have to stop and deal with this turret.
Right. Or if you are able to sneak behind them, put the turret behind them, and you're just pushing them back, now you have the fire that they're expecting up front, and then all of a sudden fire's coming from behind, and they're dead.
Yeah,
so
it's a hell of a pincer.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And, I mean, you can even, I don't know, I'm sure I think we've talked about this, but you could build the turret on the payload cart. Like, you can do that in this game, too. So, like, you can turn it into a battle tank if you want.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a much bigger target that way, because there's going to be so many, like, sniper-type areas, and, I don't know, a couple good shots with a sniper is enough to take a turret out in TF2, so I would assume it's very similar in this game.
And I believe, a solid rocket launcher to the face is not going to, from Farah, is not going to treat the turret well. So
I can tell you from personal experience with Farah, it took a good half dozen rockets.
Really?
To take it down.
Yeah. Well, there was also there was a tank guarding the turret as well.
Yeah, but I was hitting the turret directly.
Okay.
Straight through it. I wasn't even. Yeah.
So it's pretty beefy.
Yeah.
Somewhat beefy. But that was fully upgraded too.
Right.
So.
Yeah, fully upgraded turrets are pretty brutal in any game. So this one, it's really, really bad because you get the rocket launcher on it, and once the rocket launcher's on, forget about it. You round that corner, there's no turning back.
Yep.
And in that case, so like if your turret's under heavy fire, you have molten core. Use it, and you can repair like a son of a bitch.
Yep. I mean, you get this guy, like I said, paired with a tank, and any class with like a shield or anything to protect that turret, it's brutal. It is brutal. I mean, you get it in a really high traffic area, and you just set a tank near it to protect it. It's almost never going to go down.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I
throw a Winston shield around it.
There you go. I was going to say, just throw a shield around it, and you're sitting pretty.
Yep. Great area defense for capture and hold maps or King of the Hill or anything like that.
Yeah. Do you guys normally play like engineer? Or...
Yes.
He was my. If you look at the spread of play time for TF2, he's my middle or in the middle for me.
Yep.
So, I've played him often enough. I'm not the greatest engineer.
Yeah. See, I play him. I play like an offensive engineer, so I don't play like the usual like sit and turtle. I use the mini sentry with the shotgun that gives you crits when your sentry's destroyed, and I like to be in the face of people with the engineer, which is fun because the shotgun's a good weapon. But he's probably like I would say my third most played class behind the soldier and pyro. But yeah, I have a lot of fun with the engineer, which is why I'm excited for Torbjorn, because he's kind of sort of built like the way I play the engineer, so I'm okay with that.
Yeah, I mean, engineer for me in Team Fortress Classic anyway was always my second played character. First was sniper, and if sniper was just not working out for me, I went defensive and played the engineer. And as a sniper in TF Classic anyway, you could take a turret out with one really good shot if you could pull that off. And there was always so the best way to do it is where those sniper points are, and you get an engineer to set up a turret in a spot where people are going to go to that sniper point, and then your focus now is to focus on that sniper point so they can't take the turret out. So you pair Bjorn up with or Torbjorn up with Widowmaker, and you get Widowmaker to start planting mines in like those high up areas where the turret might be sniped out from, it's gonna be bad.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be bad. Yeah. So there's definitely some nice synergy between those two. Every class has such amazing synergy, but Widowmaker, those proximity mines. It's still like I'm reminiscing to GoldenEye now. I want to play GoldenEye.
They are just poison, so I'm not gonna blow anyone up with them, but still.
GoldenEye.
Yeah.
So I'm just curious.
I see GoldenEye on my shelf over there.
I mean, who do you guys think like Torbjorn might be friends with on the Overwatch group? Like, who are his bros?
Probably Winston, because Winston's, a genetically engineered super smart ape.
Yeah, I was gonna say Winston because they're like science buddies.
Mm-hmm. They were probably science bros.
I don't know. He needs a good drinking buddy. Who would be his drinking buddy?
Ooh, Reinhardt?
Probably Reinhardt.
Maybe. I mean, he's a paladin, but still.
Reinhardt's a paladin.
He's German. He's got to like beer.
He's German. He's German. He's also part of Overwatch. Wow. Okay, Reinhardt's 61, so he's 4 years older. So him and Torbjorn are in the same age bracket.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe McCree. He looks like he's not above having a drink.
McCree would most definitely be having a drink.
Some whiskey.
Yeah.
I was just like, I'm like, who's he friends with? Like, who does he chill with?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess Widowmaker chills with Reaper because they're kind of the bad guys, but it doesn't seem like she has a lot of friends.
Yeah, that's what we're led to believe from the cinematic, but from what I've read everywhere, Reaper has no affiliation.
Right. Yeah.
So they don't even tell you anything about him. It's just like he's supposed to be the mysterious stranger in the night.
I mean, my favorite part from that opening cinematic is they have this big brawl. They crash into like this Overwatch museum, right? And then like you see here where the kids get the glove, and they give it to Tracer, and Tracer's just like, oh, thanks. We could use heroes like you and stuff. And then she takes it, and she puts it back on display, and just leaves.
Like what's stopping them from coming right back in and grabbing it?
Yeah.
Or whoever hired them from sending another team in to get it.
Oh, it's
well, you know
broken.
what? Yeah, there is that. The kid broke it when he mega punched Widowmaker in the face.
Yeah.
Which honestly, if I don't care what you've been genetically engineered to do, that punch in the face should have taken her head off.
Yeah. I mean, she got her shit rocked real bad.
She did.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, I guess we can obviously glean that Winston and Tracer have a pretty good relationship, judging just by the opening cinematic.
Well, they both work for Overwatch, so yeah.
Right, and they seem to be like they fight well together, So, I like that.
Yeah.
And that fist, man, who used that? Like, seriously.
The little kid mentioned it. He said that was so-and-so's power glove. It said he could level a skyscraper with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So,
he sounded like a villain, right?
I don't know. Maybe it was leveling a skyscraper does sound villainous.
Doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be, though.
It could be an evil skyscraper. Ooh.
Maybe it's saluting Statue Man.
Yeah, we really don't know who he is.
I mean, granted, yeah, it looks like he knocked her out. The glove is like bent and twisted in all different ways, and it starts sparking like it's broken. But wouldn't you still want it to maybe repair it? Like, I don't know.
I don't know either.
So, there has been some speculation as to who Statue Man is.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so he hasn't really been, he's obviously seen in the opening cinematic standing proudly with a kid, holding a kid's hand, and obviously we saw the statue of him like that high. Hello, sir. The speculation is that like he might be Widowmaker's dead husband.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was going with that earlier, but that's possible.
Which is interesting. I mean, and I guess, was it his glove? I mean, it doesn't look like he's wearing it now, but like, it would have been really ironic if she got her shit rocked by her own husband, her dead husband's Power Glove. Like,
Yeah, that would have been ironic.
Yeah, that would be a slap in the face.
but
So I think that about wraps up our show for the week, guys.
You're killing me.
puns.
You have any final thoughts?
No, I'm good.
Not after that.
Mike, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at Thilladrin, right there,
Excellent.
and other places.
John, where can the people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at no more, and doing some Let's Plays on YouTube at Nahojm, Nhojm.
You should do a GoldenEye Let's Play.
Dude, can we? Because
No. We have to do a Left 4 Dead.
Oh, okay. Well, hold
We
on.
have to do
Hold
that.
on. I'm coming down there for Avengers, right?
Yeah.
So I'll bring my capture card, my Elgato, and I could bring my N64, and
We're doing this.
we could
totally
get some
doing
games
this.
in. So, yeah. I'm
Totally doing
undefeated.
this.
I'm undefeated. Remember that. You can find me down below at Zista, Xizta. Don't forget there's an underscore at the end there. Because some guy stole my name and started posting spam and whatever, so I had to put an underscore. It's whatever. Don't forget it. You could also find us on youtube.com/deadzista or watch us live on twitch.tv/Zista. Where as of right now we are doing this every Tuesday, either 9 or 10. Check my Twitter. Follow
Today's
me on
Wednesday.
there. We'll fill you guys in. It kind of fluctuates based on our schedules. And you could also find the three of us talking and discussing about our favorite TV shows on youtube.com/ASOTV podcast for some more podcasts for some of your favorite TV shows. So until next week, we will see you guys later.
Farewell.
Bye-bye now.